And we are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome. So, I mentioned it last stream, and I'm going to be showing it now. A long while ago, I got onto the wait list of an artist that I really liked the work of, one TheBlindArcher on VGen. And this was to get something that I really wanted to get for a while now, which was kind of a more retro-themed PNG to do PNG stuff with, because y'all know I dabble in a lot of different kinds of games, retro-styled, full-on retro, or newer stuff, depending on, what strikes my fancy. And I wanted to kind of have, like, two separate themes, for one, like, my regular model, and one for more retro-style stuff, like if I'm playing something, like, retro-inspired, full-on retro, or just with a pixel art style. And with that in mind, I commissioned him, TheBlindArcher, to make me the PNG, which we are about to see in 3, 2, 1. So, his style is specifically catered around the Game Boy Advanced Fire Emblem games. So, Blazing Sword, Binding Blade, and Sacred Stones. And that particularly drew my interest because I played the fuck out of Sacred Stones growing up. Like, around middle school and high school, I played Sacred Stones so much, and I adore the look of the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem games a lot. And when I saw that the TheBlindArcher, that he, does this style and replicates it fucking beautifully. Like, he does it with all sorts of characters, from video game characters to, people's requests of themselves. And that's what I asked him, is that to make me a model with my elf ears that I have on the model that I got from SamtheSilkie. So, yeah. So when I'm feeling more retro with the games that we're playing, or just retro mood, we have this model now. So we've got two. And I just cannot recommend him enough. He was wonderful to work with. Super timely, very, very responsive, very communicative, and, for all other videos that I'll have with this model now, or videos and streams or anything like that, I'll make sure that you all can at least see his stuff. His card is available in the descriptions of all the VODs that I'll have from now on. And if you're on Twitch, !pixel, I misspelled that, which takes you to which will have the link to his card, and the link to his card will take, and his card has pretty much all of his socials and where you can find him and commission him. I got the commission through VGen because VGen is a rabbit hole of a bunch of really awesome artists. Like, it's really hard to hold your wallet down. It's like a gigantic convention artist alley. And I am very happy with this model. He did fantastic work. And yeah, that's the new model. That's TheBlindArcher. Would recommend highly that you all go support him, follow him, commission him. He's great. And he also streams on Twitch as well to share the commissions that he's working on. So yeah, go follow his Twitch as well. Yeah, great stuff. And that's the model. I'm very, very, very happy with it. It's like, it's not just the manner of, like, he captured the image that I gave him perfectly. He has the color palette down to a fucking science, that he manages to capture the Game Boy Advance color palette beautifully. I cannot praise his work enough, so please go check him out. So yeah, that is the new model, and I'm very happy with it, so that's the thing I wanted to share with you all. And what we're doing today is that we're playing more Chronicles of the Wolf, because I believe we're going pretty far into this game now. I don't, like, if we're about 75% done, then yeah, we're getting there. So last we left off, let's see, I was caught at a boss fight, I think? No, we had just gotten the cultist robes, and we managed to get up to this upper area, and I'm gonna change into those because there was oh, they're actually pretty good armor. because we need to get through a room that I have a very strong feeling will kill me if I don't have this robe on. So I'm going to go to that room now. Why did I take 78? Oh, the robes damaged me. Oh. Was that not what I was supposed to do? Hold on. Let's take a look here. Only true followers of our cause will be able to pass to the next room. So it's not the robe. Some people say this steals your vitality. So yeah, higher defense, but at the cost of your HP. Oh, something else that I like in the detail of this model that I wanted to talk about. So, you know, it's got the talking animation and everything, but there's two different expressions going on. So you have me smiling, and there's also me with sort of a neutral face. And there's talking animations for both of those, so very expressive as well. Like, I love both of my models a lot, so I'm going to be getting a lot of mileage out of both of them. Both the ones from SamtheSilkie and TheBlindArcher. Just great stuff. Yeah, I guess I might need to get something else then. I did not mean to do that. Okay, well, I guess if I can't go that way, then maybe up here? Wait, didn't I have a thing that let me... Where was the... Is that it? Yeah, that was it. I already had it equipped. Wonderful. Yeah, we still have a long way to go with some areas of the castle, because this castle is fucking huge. Like, this feels like a second half of the game already, considering all the content that we've managed to get through thus far. Alright, where am I going? Ceremony room, Yvonne's apartment. So we'll actually get to see Yvonne's room, so that's kind of making me wonder how much her rent is. What the fuck is this thing? It looks awesome! It dies easily, but it's so cool! And we also got a ability, I think, that lets us talk to ghosts, which turned out, like, a couple of them just had some quests for us to gather some items, which I think one was literally just grab a bunch of boot types and then we'll give you another boot. And I remember there's also a room that lets me pass if I have all of the Rose Cross equipment, so I gotta find that at some point. Eh? There's a door here. Oh. That's not communicated very well. What the fuck are you? So yeah, I guess besides that, the only other thing that's been going on lately is just keeping up with game releases, seeing everybody making their really funny Tomodachi life creations. You know, speaking of Nintendo, I have had my Nintendo Switch 2 sitting in my apartment, and I've not really had the time to set it up yet. It's been a minute since I really got to do anything with that. I should buy more potions. If I find a save room, I'll probably get that done. Besides the game release stuff, I've been on my audiobook situation, same as always. You know, me and audiobooks. Oh, hello. I love music, and I found a very beautiful musical score. I took it to Sam Herte, Yvonne Devores's servant, so tell me what he thought of it. He dared not touch the score. He took me here asking me to wait for his return. I feel like I've been waiting for him for a long time. When is he going to come back? Magical score. What is that? Positive waves seem to emanate from this very beautiful musical score. Oh, is this what I do to finally get past that one room that instantly kills me because I'm too enraptured by the music? Oh, hooray! I can now gain resistance to Metroidvania Wonderwall. Yeah, my audiobook situation, I've been on the ball with finishing the Stormlight archives. I recently finished... Oh, I don't have... Okay. I recently finished Words of Radiance, and I also had... Let's see, it was Words of Radiance, and then I also finished a Jim Butcher book. I knew of Jim Butcher because my GM has a lot of his books. I think it's just called the Dresden Archives, the name of the series. And I just went through the first book because quite literally on Libby, it was just like, oh, borrow immediately? Sure, that's like 9 hours I can kill. I can just crank that out in like a day or two of working. And it's not a bad book. It's pretty decent. You know, the prose are good, and I like the characters. But I'm not really enraptured to continue it, at least not at this time. The Dresden Files, for those that don't know, it's a series that's about this wizard named Harry Dresden, who is kind of like private investigator wizard. So like the world that the Jim Butcher Dresden Files series is based in is modern world, well, modern for the time of the book's release. And
let me know what you'd like.
I need these. There we go.
Don't be a stranger.
All right, that's good. So it's about Harry Dresden, who's a wizard that's a private investigator, kind of general handyman sort of situation, and the files are just his misadventures as he's dealing with all of the magical bullshit that's happening in Chicago and just the Midwest area, because the first book takes place in Chicago and Michigan and is about him tracking down someone's lost husband, and also about a series of bizarre murders that are going around. So he's just doing that. Whilst also... Are you winning? I am... We'll see if I'm winning. Also, welcome on in, Dr. Nefariously Handsome. I am currently just exploring around talking about audiobooks. And just trying to figure out where my next steps are. But yeah, how are you doing? Hope the day's been treating you well. I'm just, let's see. So we got the musical score, which I believe I know where I'm supposed to go with that. It's just a long way to teleport all the way back there. Yeah, screw it. It's not like I'm... May as well get that shortcut out of the way if I can help it. Never liked audiobooks, either a show or a book. Don't be this half. I hate blind people. I don't know about that comment, buddy. I like them because since I work as a custodian, that was a joke to be clear. For future reference, put like parentheses joking or /J there. Yeah, for audiobooks, I work as a custodian, so I like to have something in my ears while I'm, working around and cleaning stuff. And on top of music, audiobooks have been really good for me, because they've just been letting me get to experience more stories that I just wouldn't have the time anyway to do, because I like to read, but... How do I put this? I have vision problems myself. I get migraines from reading too much in one sitting, like 30 minutes start hurting me. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, for me, I like to read, except the problem is that I have too many distractions at home that really make me prevented from dedicating time to reading a book, because I've got, video games, I've got my computer, I've got, anime to watch, and I'm like, well, like, there's other things that entertain me a bit more than reading. But if I'm on like vacation or on a plane, I will read a book no problem. I've quite literally got my genre fiction shelf right behind me that has all the books that I have yet to pick up. So, yeah, but I get it. Like, there's always a situation where, you know, vision issues are a genuine problem. Like, believe it or not, a friend of mine is legally blind, so while she does at least have some capability of seeing, her vision is so bad that she can only watch anime dubbed, which is fine. I love dubs, but, you know, that's a case where sometimes your vision's just too poor, or you have vision issues that just prevent you from getting to experience a particular part of a piece of media. Started Dracula recently. It's wild how much more Modern Frankenstein readers, while it's way older than that. Yeah. I actually forced her to learn Japanese. I mean, that's an option. I just also would count to the issue that subtitled anime right now is not doing too hot because Crunchyroll, and by extension other companies involved in licensing anime, have really gone downhill with how they do their subtitling. Like, I recently watched a clip, I think it was from that new show, You and I Are Polar Opposites, which is a romance comedy series. And holy shit, like, it was this scene where a guy and a girl are on a bus together on like a school trip. And the two main leads are in the front of the bus and they're kind of doing a whole yap session game thing to entertain people. And it's two of the supporting characters sitting towards the back of the bus. And the overlap on the character voices was, you know, that there was an overlap happening of like the supporting characters talking, the main characters talking. The subtitles were overlapping and interrupting each other a whole bunch during that entire clip, and that made me just think like, what the fuck? Like, it's really bad. Like, I've not seen that happen ever. Like, it was genuinely horrible. I'm like, what the hell? How do you mess up subtitling that badly? So, fair to say, I haven't really watched anime subbed in a hot minute because of that very reason. Unless it's on Netflix. Netflix is at least a bit better on that front. They're not perfect, but they're better. It's just lately my anime watching's been kind of on a downhill deal because my capability of watching stuff is just not really possible because subscription services cost a fuck ton of money, and I just don't have the money to, you know, tackle that right now. Like, even for the audiobook apps that I use Libby because it's free, and Libro FM, while I do like to use it, I don't use the subscription service. I just buy the audiobooks that I want. Or, you know, I'll go into their promotional deals and get free credits through that. That's not to say that there aren't things I'm interested in. Wait, no, that was the wrong one. Because there are, it's just... The subscription problem is like... There's so many interesting shows out there, but you have to get a subscription to even get to it, which is bullshit. Except for the new Castlevania game? Oh, hell yeah. When I saw the Triple I showcase that showed some new Belmont's Curse footage that featured the Joan of Arc boss, I was like, ooh, because again, it's interesting that we managed to get a new Castlevania game somehow for this year, and they're planning on more, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? It's like Konami woke up and remembered they can make money again. Now they just... Let's see, what are some other ones that they could probably do a revival of? Maybe a new Contra. I know people get hyped over that. Yvonne entrusted me with a special key. It is very important to her. Some of our most dangerous creatures, the altered shadows, will guard it. Marquis d'Apcher. Okay. Now they just need to stop using de novo, and I will not actively hate them. Yeah. I take my blessings where I can get them. We're getting new Castlevania stuff, and that has me excited. Because, again, not in 1,000 years would I ever expect that we get a new Castlevania game that's not just that, but also canonizing one of the heroines of the series that's been was relegated to the Game Boy for the longest time. So glad to see Sonia Belmont out there. And it's the Dead Cells devs, and it's the Dead Cells devs. Like, I remember streaming Dead Cells a long while ago, going like, man, how cool would it be if the Dead Cells devs actually got to do a new Castlevania game, since you know, the DLC for it was just spectacularly done. And sure enough, like, I had to repress my excitement so strongly because I was at work in the break room at the time of seeing the Belmont's Curse trailer. Like, I was mouthing to myself going, when the trailer was done. I was like, shit. So, release window, but no release date, which is fine, but I'd love to see when it's out. And I also would love to know what other projects the Castlevania people are planning on, because for all we know, maybe the new projects could be that they do remakes of some older games. Like, what if they did remasters or remakes of the PS2 games so that people could play those? I want Symphony of the Night PC port? Yes. That's a big want for me and a lot of other people. Because while you can technically do Symphony of the Night on the PC, if you are a sailor of the seven seas, as it were, having some official port would be good. And I feel like that could end up happening at some point, considering, I mean, we out of nowhere got Steam ports of the original Resident Evil trilogy. No remake or remasters, just put it on PC. Yeah, I think Symphony of the Night is too precious of a classic game to ever be tampered with for the prospect of a remake. Like, while there have been remakes in recent years that have done really well to stand on their own versus the original, Symphony of the Night I don't think really needs it. It doesn't need to be touched. People said that about Resident Evil. Yep. Resident Evil, sure enough, had that. But I think Resident Evil's case is... Resident Evil's case is some of the older games, you know, at the time were not as readily available. And in the case of Resident Evil 4's remake, I really like not having to deal with the QuickTime events. Like, I understand that they could be conquered, you know, I beat Resident Evil 4 original for the whole PC version, but not having those was nice. I think you won't have a remake because it's not 3D or that popular. Wanted or not, Castlevania is kind of niche. Yeah. Like, Castlevania's current standing as a franchise is a bit more niche versus Konami's other stuff like Metal Gear. So I understand that maybe it'd be better to just remaster instead of invest into remaking a game that potentially might not have a huge audience share. I feel like the Netflix series may have helped in that regard, though, and also the modern ports of the Advanced series, the DS games, and the, you know, classic ones. But I am also in agreement that the franchise has not the same kind of pull that Konami's other works have gotten between Silent Hill and Metal Gear. Which is why it's so nice that for the 40th anniversary of the series, they are putting more work into it. If they do a remake, one thing I would actually want is to let us use spells by just assigning them at buttons, never fighting. Yeah, that's a holdover from Symphony of the Night that I didn't really care for when I played Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, because I understand the notion of like, oh, you want to do some special attacks that, you know, could do more damage and be really cool and flashy. And yeah, neat idea, but at the end of the day, they just don't tend to really get enemies dead faster than me just attacking with a sword or a boot. Like, especially for someone like me who has never in his life really done any kind of fighting game stuff. So all it ends up doing for me is just making me have to go like, wait, quarter circle, what direction? And then I hit the attack? Like, yeah. Just let us do both. Yeah. These guys look like Karibos from Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, God. Also, ad break is going to be coming up in 4 minutes. Heads up. Oh, God. Yeah, they just kind of look like... They look like Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters. Actually, speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh!, what if we got a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Game? What's your favorite Castlevania? I'm biased, but I gotta say Aria of Sorrow. That was my first one, and it's still very, very good. Although Portrait of Ruin got up there for me as a new favorite for the series for me. What the hecky? Oh, free money. All right, I'll take it. Played all MV1s minus DS games. Yeah. I've gotten through a lot of the series. I've actually streamed a lot of it. On my YouTube channel, my VODs for the first 3 NES Castlevania games, as well as all of the Advanced series, and yes, I did play Circle of the Moon included in that, and all the Dominus games are on my YouTube channel. So there's my YouTube channel, my Blue Sky, if you're curious. Mostly care for the MV1s. Classic Castlevanias are great, but not what I come from. Yeah, the Metroidvania entries are what I'm more familiar with too. Although I did gain a very strong appreciation for the classic ones, for the things that they did, and just being generally good platformers. The less I say about my experience with Castlevania 3, the better. I like 4, though. That one's fun. That one's very fun. Like, 4 and 1, I would say, are up there for me for classic ones. I've not played Rondo yet, but I do plan on it. I do plan on tackling Rondo of Blood. But as it stands so far, 1 and 4 are up there for me, because they are perfectly paced, they are tough, but they at least have a sense of fairness, especially with the checkpoints. Because I remember how horrible the checkpoints were in Castlevania 3. I had to use the save and reload feature a few times, because genuinely, the reload points in that game were atrocious. And 2, Castlevania 2, I didn't have a horrible time in. It was just really easy. And kind of hilarious how you can kill a boss and then leave the room and then the boss just spawns like normal again. This game at start is very much like the OGs. Like, you just go from one side until you get to the castle. Yeah. That's why I appreciate when games just definitely have the energy down of Castlevania of old. Like, this game for certain has it. I don't remember the name of the engine, but someone in one of the prior streams of this game mentioned that this game was intentionally made with a game engine from the 90s, which explains a lot of things to me. This game's great. Like, bosses aside, this is excellent. Yeah, the bosses are a bit simple in parts. Like, they're a bit simplistic in terms of how you fight them, but the general exploration and like sense of progression in this game is pretty nice. All right, so we actually have the ad break coming up. So we're going to go into 3 minutes of ads, then we'll have an hour of no pre-rolls after. So get yourselves hydrated, stretch, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. All right. So, yes, this game is very good. And considering the current fan base of it all, I'm pretty glad to see that this game has gotten such positive attention. Although I have had some moments of frustration when navigating the world and trying to figure out where's my next, destination. But, I inevitably got through. That's one part of the game that I would say didn't quite sit with me. Same with the bosses. You can tell these guys have been making Castlevania fan games for 20 years. Yeah, and it's nice to see that fans get to be able to make something this cool and share it with everybody, and, it gets liked enough by people. You think about... Wasn't there a... Ranger Boots... I never did this part, never got the third coin. Can I walk on this? Nope. Oh god, I have to do a whole bunch of shit over again. Right? Yeah, but good thing I saved here instead of back at the castle. So... what I was saying was, it's nice to be able to see fan projects get official recognition, or, they just get to make something cool on their own and be able to advance as developers further, just growing constantly. You think about how many people have made Sonic games, and now there's Sonic Mania, which was made by people that did fan projects. And as much as I do like Nintendo in some ways, let's just not forget how Nintendo acts towards fan games. Ugh. Like, poor AM2R. I know that can still be circulated around, but Christ, that was just... they're not good. They are definitely not like Sega. Love the Family Metroid 2 remake. Yeah, I haven't played it myself because, frankly, I'm not as much of a Metroid fan as I am a Castlevania person. Like, between the two of the title, Metroidvania, I'm more of a Vania guy. But that doesn't mean I haven't tried it. Let's see. The only Metroid game that I've played, like, to finishing was Super Metroid. But I played it in kind of a not ideal way. I played Super Metroid on the 3DS Virtual Console, which I don't recommend, personally. Just, if you're gonna play that game, play it with a controller, the proper way. Yeah, Castlevania does it more for me. Fusion and 2 Remake are excellent, though. Yeah, I actually have Metroid Fusion. I have Metroid Fusion on a Game Boy Advance cartridge. Like, it's official and everything. I just haven't really had the time to play it yet. Other games have frankly distracted me pretty badly. Although, I did play the demo of a Metroid-like game that I would 1000% recommend to you. Because one, it controls like a dream. Like, one of the big problems that I tend to have with Metroid is that Samus controls a bit floaty for my taste. I don't know if that ever gets changed in later games like Dread, but that's always been my issue, because I feel like I can get easily bounced around the wall like a Super Ball when I'm just trying to explore. Like, a spike will kind of just keep bouncing around me like a basketball, or enemies will bounce me into other enemies. Just not a fun time, I feel. Like, that was my biggest complaint with Super Metroid. I don't know if that changes, but that was my biggest problem. This other game that I did play the demo of, Acrolite, and I'll type it out for you. That game controlled like a dream and looked gorgeous and just felt really good. Just very excellent time with that one. So keep an eye out for that one if you can, wishlist it and everything. But Metroidvanias tend to be a genre that I always get my hands on in some way, because I adore the genre a whole lot. It's just every game that I ever play that's Metroidvania tends to be perfectly bite-sized or meaty enough to feel like it's got a whole bunch of content that's worth replaying through with. What's your favorite Metroidvania? Oh, that's a hard one. That's a really hard one. Blade Chimera was really good. Aria of Sorrow was what got me into the genre to start with. Nine Souls had excellent combat, but the Metroidvania parts of that were more... Like, that game was more combat-focused as opposed to exploration. The Deedlit and the Wonder Labyrinth game was really good as well. Nine Souls is my third fave. It's so good. It's so... I want to get that Yi plush so badly from Van Gamer. Like, I genuinely might set aside a budget to get that Yi plush that's based on the one that Sean makes in the game, because it's so, like, slightly scuffed and perfect. Symphony is 2, Ultros is 1. Symphony's good, but I don't tend to really care for the reverse castle stuff, which is part of the reason why I also... like, don't like some of the Metroidvanias that I've played that are in the Castlevania side. Like, honest to God, I got so confused with the exploration in Harmony of Dissonance, I think. Just Belmont's game. That one was like... I felt confused exploring that with the different castle versions, trying to overlay them on top of each other. It was, like, bizarre. I'm fine with Ultros never being topped. Some peaks are just not meant to be reached. Right. Hollow Knight's good. I haven't played Silksong yet. I mean, Aria of Sorrow... You know, like Ultros, or I don't believe I've played that one. Let me... Ultros. Let me check. I may have it wishlisted. I don't have it wishlisted. Oh, I remember seeing this one. Yeah, this was the one with the freaky alien world. Yeah, I'll wishlist that. I will save that for a potential stream later. I don't know, it's really hard regarding picking a favorite Metroidvania, because there's also more coming out this year that'll be really interesting to play. Mariachi Legends, in particular, is one that I have had my eye on for years. Like, genuinely, that game has been on my brain for a long time now, so I'm excited for the prospect of when that will come out this year, because that's been an anticipated one for me, and seeing other people get excited for it also is nice to see. Holy shit, these enemies are strong. Did not like Death's Gambit, but I'm interested in Mariachi. I've heard of Death's Gambit. I have not played it. As I said, there's so many games out there, and I only have so much money and time to spend on games lately. Alright, gotta fight these Karibo-looking guys again. There, and there. Okay. Let's see. Besides Mariachi Legends, I have to go back into my wishlist. I have not played Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder. That's another one that I have on my wishlist, but I just haven't gotten the availability to play it yet. If I scroll down to the bottom, I'll probably find it. I have so many games wishlisted. Yeah, Metroidvanias, JRPGs, horror games like survival horror, and roguelikes tend to be games that I will just gravitate towards immediately. Okay. Oh, The Last Faith. That's one I also want to play that I haven't gotten to yet. Because that feels very akin to Blasphemous and Bloodborne. So that's one I want to get to. Fallen Tier the Ascension? Yeah. That one's also... Jesus, I played the demo for that a long time ago. There's Akatori. That one looks really good. fucking Crowsworn. I need that one so badly. It looks so fun. And I hear the Kickstarter demos were fucking rad. And I'm like, please, just a demo or something. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, Mongoose Rodeo. I just want some Crowsworn. I'm begging like a Skyrim beggar. Like a Victorian child begging on the streets, please. I just came to terms Crowsworn ain't ever coming out. It's gotten updates. I am not losing faith in it, but I do agree that the wait can be devastating. Like, there's another game, kind of Metroidvania-y, called Radio the Universe, which has been one of the earliest games I've ever wishlisted. It has a demo you can play, and it's very good, but the dev has not been really update-heavy, but it is being developed. It's just, games can take a while. I mean, anybody that's followed Silksong can know games can take a while, and trying to be hush-hush on game development means you just aren't vocal about how the process is going. Good concept for a game, but devs are overambitious, and now a game will take... Yeah. Yeah. Or, if we're going to talk about games that were made potentially in an era that was not... that's just not part of the popular genre anymore... What was it, Concord was that hero shooter that came out that just flopped from the word go? Because it was a hero shooter in an era where people were tired of hero shooters, and it just looked incredibly generic, and it came out for a total of maybe 2 weeks, and it died immediately. The first game is a studio, by the way. You do not get granted your first game. Yeah, like, there's just a certain level of, like, you need to have a realistic expectation of your game's scope before you decide to add or subtract or change something in the game. Also, I found another Metroidvania that I just haven't heard any news on, Silent Santikado, which is another pixel art Metroidvania. Very cute art style, though. Really love the look of it. I don't know, I'd have to scroll through a whole bunch of my wish list to find all the Metroidvanias. I'd have to narrow it down by genre, too. And I've got some of the odd ducks of other types of games that I like to, give a potential tryout to. There is also Rusted Moss, which is kind of physics exploration-based with a grappling hook and a gun. I don't know. I've got a lot. I have so many games on my wish. I have over 200 games in my wish list. 250, I think. So I would have to really pick up a shovel and just start digging to find something. There's Afterimage, Moonscars, Vigil the Longest Night, Endlanders. I guess Rogue Legacy 2 counts, considering it's a roguelike, but has Metroidvania elements. I don't have many Metroidvanias looking forward to. The genre stagnated a lot the last 5 years. I agree, like, some games do tend to, like, feel a bit like they're treading the same ground. Like, they really need to shake the genre up a tad in order for them to be, engaging in some way, or at the very least of interest, because, I mean, you think about how many times you see a zombie game or a zombie mode that came out in 2011, like 2011 to 2013, and it just felt like, oh geez, another one. But I'm willing to at least give some a look that seem like they're genuinely trying to just make a good game. Like, not every game needs to reinvent a genre, but not every game needs to be Metroidvania when it feels like it could be better designed as something else. I kept having some very useful things in this area of the castle. The path to reach it is almost impossible to cross. The slightest contact with one of my traps will result in death. Against these traps, even invincibility spells are ineffective. Marquis de Apcher. Also, I'm really just personally tired of Souls-like. Yeah. I like Dark Souls. I do need my life theme to... Yeah. I agree with that notion, too, because... I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not... I've been relatively on Dark Souls style games for a while, unless it's really something that's different and cool. Like, Lies of P was the last genuine Souls-like that I enjoyed a whole bunch. Because I agree that the genre of Metroidvania mixes really well with Metroidvania, but... Souls-like with Metroidvania, that fits really well together. But not every Metroidvania needs that. You don't always need to lose your currency when you die, and you don't always need those two to mix. I adore Lies of P. Never got to play the DLC. Oh. How do you want me to call you? Do you want me to call you Nefariously? Or Handsome? Or whichever the two? Like, how would you prefer me to refer to you in chat? Just Doc? Okay. Doc, the DLC is fucking peak. The DLC is so fucking good. I cannot recommend that DLC enough. It answers a lot of questions while still presenting some. And the tracks that they added to the record player, excellent. Excellent music. Yeah, I heard sadly game left Game Pass. Oh no! Oh, that's awful. Well, I still recommend getting the DLC, like, however you can, when you can, because genuinely the DLC is excellent. It's meaty. It has so much, and you also get some of the coolest outfits in the game. Like, the new sort of default outfit you get for Pinocchio, which is like that hunter one where he's got the fox on his shoulder. I'm genuinely looking at the prospect of cosplaying with that outfit because I think it's such a cool outfit. Yeah, I never got to play it. Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. And some of the bosses are fucking excellent. A bit more on the cinematic flair this time around versus the more cut and dry way that the bosses get destroyed in, you know, the base game. But the cinematic elements don't feel like... The cinematic elements don't feel intrusive to the game. Like, you know, whenever you play a game that got either an expansion or a sequel that tries to, like, have cinematic takedowns or contextual moments that just kind of take the gameplay away. The DLC has that. I'm not going to say where or what, you know, happens, but it has some of those moments, but doesn't feel like it's wholesale replacing segments of the game. It's kind of like, you know, in Order of Ecclesia, when Shinoa kills the crab enemy by dropping the elevator from the lighthouse on it, it's like that. It's kind of more like the Ender and/or like a high damage sequence versus like, hey, here's this whole section that's like 2 minutes long where, you know, your main character is just hitting the boss a bunch to do a phase change. It's like that. So, yeah, but if you can get the DLC, for the love of God, do it. Like, I'm not kidding. It's so good. Yeah, other than that, I will not say anything else in case you ever get the chance to play the DLC. How the fuck do I get up there? Okay, that way. Okay, now what? Oh, there we are. Yeah, besides Lies of P, I don't know, like, I understand how important Dark Souls is to a lot of people. I mean, there wouldn't, and like the Soulsborne style thing in general, I mean, there wouldn't be a Bloodborne movie being produced by Jacksepticeye if it wasn't important, but I agree that, you know, not every Metroidvania needs to be Souls-like. And if I got it, I already beat the game 6 times. I'm too tired of the game to... Oh no, that's... I still say get it, but I understand that too, where you just burn yourself out on a game, and then by the time something new for it comes around, you just feel like you've kind of gotten through all you wanted to get through with that. That's part of the reason why, despite liking a lot of games that are out in early access, I don't tend to get games in early access very often. Because what if I burn myself out on the experience, and then I'm like, okay, well, update, like, the 1.0 came out? Oh, cool, but I'm not chomping at the bit. That was my thing with Hades 2, where I got it in early access and I had my time with it, but I chipped away at it, as opposed to, you know, playing a whole fuck ton of it like I did with Hades 1. Now, I love Hades 1, one of my favorite games ever, but I did eventually, like, tire out of the game after I played a whole bunch of it. Let's see, what else was there? There's also Fields of Mystria, which I have done a lot of no-lifing on with early access there. But, you know, I've tried my best to not experience everything in the game and not leave anything for the final version when it comes out this year. Because that is a genuine problem where I'll just be like, oh, I want to, you know, play this thing that I really like that's in early access right now. Gets all the content in it, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of tired of it now. Not a Hades 1 fan, love 2 though. Hades 1 is one of my favorite games ever because it made me fall in love with roguelikes as a genre. Like, I never really got into roguelikes initially, but then Hades came along and was like, hey, here's a bunch of really cool characters, also Nyx, and here's some combat that's addictive and fun, and how the roguelike elements of its gameplay ties in really nicely to its story. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel the same thing for Hades 2. I don't feel like the story's as strong for me with Hades 2 versus 1. Like, I feel like the way that the story works out in Hades 2 feels like it's not bad, just doesn't feel like it ties into being a roguelike as well, and like, gameplay-wise, Hades 2 is really cool. Like, it's such a different enough change from Hades 1, but doesn't feel like a complete replacement of the Hades gameplay. Like, it doesn't feel like they just changed the gameplay outright. But yeah, the story, and the story's not the strongest part of it, which sucks, because, like, best game of theirs is still Pyre. I really like Pyre. I like Pyre, I like Transistor, I like Bastion. Oh, shit. I like all their games. I just also find it a shame that they had that situation with Hades 2 with the VA for Athena getting replaced because of the them not wanting to agree to, or them not agreeing to a contract with the whole union deal. Like, that's also soured my taste on Hades 2 in particular. Like, I still like the game, and, you know, people still enjoy it, but that was not a good look. And frankly, I hope that they learn from that at some point for their next game. But Hades 1 is still a very special game to me due to it getting me into Supergiant's other games, as well as just help. They refused to sign the contract because yeah, I know about that. Like, how they would have to make all of their voice actors in their in-house studio sign a union too, which they couldn't afford to do, which I totally understand. It was just a shitty situation all around, and quite unfortunate, because I really enjoyed, I quite enjoyed the VA for Athena in the original game, so yeah. But I think at this point everybody's, like, I don't know what they could have done there. Yeah, it's, again, rough situation all around for that. Okay, so trying to think. Any other games that are coming out this year? I don't know. Oh, back to the Metroidvania thing. I'm in agreement that, you know, not every Metroidvania needs to be Souls-like, but I also don't think every Metroidvania needs to reinvent itself to be something unique for the sake of being unique. Because I've played some Metroidvanias that I definitely felt were a bit rough around the edges. One that I played called Imp of the Sun, in particular, not a terrible game, but definitely does not feel like it was designed to be a Metroidvania. And the keyword... Fuck. The keyword that I will say is the same reason why I don't like Circle of the Moon. Movement. The movement of Imp of the Sun was not tailored to work well as a Metroidvania, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because if you ever play that game, the main character, who's like supposed to be this representation of the sun as a form of a fire spirit... okay, that was just me being dumb. The main character moves too fast. It feels like controlling a Sonic character in a Metroidvania map. Whereas something like Circle of the Moon feels like you're controlling a classic Castlevania character in a Metroidvania map. And that, for me, is a killer when it comes to any Metroidvania, is that if your movement and controls are not suited for the map and they just feel jarring to do, then that kills the experience for me a bit. Like, everything else about your game, graphics and sound could be good, but if you don't have the right movement and how your character controls, it's gonna feel off. Like, this game controls really nicely. I have not had any issues with how Mateo controls at all in this game. Like, his movement speed is perfect, his jump and his capabilities in the air are really good, you can control him nicely. Like, no notes on him. But then I think of Nathaniel Graves in Circle of the Moon and the double tap run that made my thumb hurt after a couple hours of controlling him, and I'm like, oh my god, I really wish I was playing anything else that didn't have me do the stupid double tap run thing. I could get that, come on. So, yeah, that's my deal with that. But at the end of the day, I will give a Metroidvania that I think has promise a shot, because at the end of the day, I love the genre to death, and I will always be willing to give them a go, even if they don't reinvent the wheel, because not every game needs to reinvent the wheel. You know, they don't have to constantly challenge a genre's typical conventions with how they control or how the story's told. They just, at the end of the day, a good game can just be a good game that's really well made and well done. Because, like, for all that could be said, like, what if somebody tries to do something really unique with a game's story or a game's gameplay and it just falls completely flat? Like, you could do everything else correctly, but because someone wanted to be ambitious, they just kind of stubbed their toe on the attempt, you know? And this is coming from somebody that, like, has played a lot of Metroidvanias that don't either do or don't reinvent the wheel. Okay, now I'm here again. So I'm guessing this is just the path of pain of this game. Okay. Yippee! What is this? Power Helm. What What does that do? Power helmet. Increases the strength of the charged attack. Ooh. I'm going to keep the detection mask on, but that's nice to see. Super extended. And a royal rapier. How good is that versus my axe? Oh, that's sad. Oh, that's unfortunate. Good find, just unfortunate. And that is 100% of this map done. Fucking finally. That has been bugging me for the longest damn time. I was like, when the fuck can I get more Doom coins to do that? And I did it. It was worth it though. Got the health upgrade and the super extender, which is nice. So it was hiding that. Neat. Yeah, neat. Unfortunately, it's not as strong as the axe I'm carrying, but as you said, neat. It's neat that we have it now. Okay, so now that we've got that, there's like this one corner here that I could get to, and that'd complete literally all the areas here, save for the castle. Fuck it. We'll just do it right now. Yeah, like, at the end of the day, if the game's good, I'm just gonna see it and go like, oh, cool, and play it. Like, if Mariachi Legends, like, today dropped a demo, I'd be like, well, I know what I'm gonna try at some point on stream. Because, you know, I am a sucker for playing a good Metroidvania demo. So, yeah. All right. I'm also, oh, fucking the new Bloodstained game. How could I forget that? The new Bloodstained game looks really good, and it seems like they're kind of going a more Portrait of Ruin style two protagonists type of situation with that one. Which, you know, has me excited because I actually really liked Portrait of Ruin when I played that one. I did not know that that game was apparently really buggy, which was a fun fact to learn. I also didn't know that apparently you could still encounter glitches in the Dominus Collection version of the game, which is unfortunate, but I mean, I did not encounter any glitches at all in that game. Like, that game played like a dream for me. Not a fan of Bloodstained 1, so not interested, but I don't know, maybe it'll be peak. I liked it, but how do I put this? Just something about the game felt like it was missing something for me. I don't know what. It was doing a lot of things right, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how I could explain it. I didn't, as I said, care for the whole fighting game input to do super attack situation, because that I feel like is just not a fun design decision. Like, I'd much prefer if maybe it was just the way that you have the way you do a sub-weapon, especially since there's no sub-weapons in that game. Who knows? But I enjoy the game a bunch at the end of the day. Like, that's still a really good Metroidvania. Honestly, it's a Metroidvania that I would recommend to people that haven't played a Metroidvania before. Because it's not just that it's really well made and a good game all around, it's also not that hard at the end of the day. Like, the beginning is tough, but, you know, as you level up through that game, it will get a lot easier, and, you know, I would find that to be a very positive thing, is like, oh, it gets easier for you, and the exploration in general is not as brutal in parts. And plus, you also get to encounter Bloodless and Miriam, which I find to be good qualities already. I do like Miriam. She's adorable and funny, and I like her design. Very, very unique. But yeah, the new Bloodstained game, I'll keep an eye on that one since it is coming out this year, but we'll have to see how it goes. Oh, Bloodless is from Bloodstained? Yeah, the vampire? Actually, yeah, she's a boss that you get and a blood drain ability from. I do really like the bloodstained Castlevania classic style games though, like the little micro games that they made. I like those a lot. I met her in a crossover, so I never knew. Yeah, I know she's in this game too. I just haven't figured out how to fight her yet though, because she instantly kills you if you go approach her. I'll actually show you. Hold on. See if I can get to the teleport area so I can go to the town. Oh, there's also Blasphemous, which I played Blasphemous 1 and I liked it. I haven't played Blasphemous 2 though, and I hear apparently that 2 just kind of feels like more of 1, and while that can be a good thing on paper, if there's not too much to differentiate it or too much to... What's the way I should put this? If it just doesn't feel like it polishes up on some things that people didn't care for in the first game, it just kind of feels like those flaws become more prominent, you know? Like a sequel that doesn't really change too much about itself. That doesn't mean I won't ever play it, I just, you know... Sometimes a sequel to a game comes out and it just kind of feels like, again, retreading old ground. 2, in my opinion, is very different from 1. It fixes all the issues from 1. Platforming is fun now. Really? I was not hearing entirely positive things about... I don't know, maybe I was just not hearing the different reviews. Wait for DLC, though? Okay, so good to know on that one. Excuse me, I was having water. Oh, actually, speaking of water, and that made me remember, I gotta do my dice rolls. Yeah, that feels about correct considering the day I've had, or the week I've had even. Platforming in B2 is probably the top 5. Okay. Yeah, because it feels like either a Metroidvania doesn't focus on its platforming and exploration and has really good combat and boss fights, or it has really good combat and platforming and exploration, but doesn't have the best combat and boss fights? Boss fights? Also, combat is much better with 3 weapons. Okay.
Welcome to the Langonia Inn.
Actually, wait, it's night already.
I'll keep a bed ready for you.
I'm gonna save before we go, because I know I will instantly die. Yeah, Blasphemous 1 I really enjoyed, albeit there were some parts that really annoyed me with the platforming. I just haven't gotten around to it, because there were so... Let's see, when did 2 come out? It was like either 2023 or 4. Like, genuinely jump in quality between 1 and 2 are insane. Okay, I will keep that in mind for a future time. But as I said, like, I work full-time. I work full-time, so having the time to really play games right now is a bit limited, and also having the availability to do anything in general. Like, I've been coming home tired because work's been kind of rough, so I'm too tired to even do much aside from watch videos. Like, I'll maybe read webtoons in the break room before I leave for the day, and that's it. Which, speaking of, I've actually chipped away more at Suitor Armor, and it is still peak. It's still really, really good.
You have a rare blood. Come hither.
How do I fight you?
I'll drain.
Yeah, so I don't know how I'm supposed to survive that. But there she is. That is Bloodless. She is from Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And also Curse of the Moon. No. Yeah, it is Curse of the Moon. The one where you play as Zangetsu. The cool retro-style platformer. Alright, we're gonna go... Actually, hold on. I'm gonna check something real quick. Map. Okay, let's take stock of where I can go next. So... The lava area, I cannot travel around because of lava. There's more of the cult area. There is the apartments, which I did unlock. I just beelined it to this other castle because I got the Doom coin. I guess we'll just have to explore the apartments some more. Yeah, in terms of other Metroidvanias, like, there's going to never be a short supply in those because Metroidvanias as a genre has just been around for so long and will always keep making more and more fans, especially with the older titles being more available. With the exception of Symphony, considering Symphony is still fucking stuck on the goddamn PlayStation Store. Like, I have a PlayStation 5 and I've got, you know, I've got the game there, but like, I'm in agreement, man. Put that fucking thing on another platform. Put it on PC. Put it on somewhere else. You're gonna earn a fuck ton of money. Like, I remember in particular, I think it was when Symphony was on I think it's still on the Xbox store or Summer of Arcade thing. Like, that was a particular point of revitalization for it. It's on mobile, it's on mobile? Really? Wow. And I also know you can play Symphony of the Night on the Dracula X Chronicles PSP game, right? Because you could play the remake of Rondo of Blood on that, and then you could play Symphony of the Night, and there was like a game that was on there that you could play, but is like meant to sort of be what you got if you had a pirated version, I think. But yeah, having it on mobile is really funny. It's kind of reminding me of like how the DS Dragon Quest games are consistently not... Oh god! Yeah, I'm not going over there. Fuck that. The last time that I ever went into a transitional area that had something unique to it, I got turned to stone. Anyway, DS Dragon Quest games. So 4, 5, and 6. Considered great games by people. I would agree. I have not played 4, but I have 6 and I played 5. Those games, despite being beloved, are still either stuck on the DS or they are stuck on their mobile versions. Started at 11 tomorrow. Ooh, 11's so good. I meant yesterday. Yeah, 11 is genuinely great. One of my favorite games ever. I actually plan on getting a tattoo at some point of, you know the Smash icon that Dragon Quest has for Hero? I'm going to plan on getting that tattooed at some point because I just love the franchise so much. Like, Dragon Quest 9 was where I started, and I've been a fan since. I have played 5 on the DS. I have played the 3 remake, which I enjoy a lot, but I haven't beaten it entirely yet. I've gotten a good ways through, I just haven't... Like, I'm literally at the last sort of section of the game. I have the 1+2 remake, which I plan on getting. Why the hell would you catch noob, Automod? What the fuck? Did not play the previous ones. I'm a bit of a noob at JRPGs. I play like 12 JRPGs in my life. They're very fun. I find them to be a very fun and relaxing genre for me. Given, you know, my history with playing stuff like Pokemon too. But I adore Dragon Quest a lot, which makes me a bit of an outlier versus all the people I know that play Final Fantasy, because you think Square Enix JRPGs, you go like, oh, you know, Final Fantasy, but I'm like, no, Dragon Quest. Although, Dragon Quest is kind of, I'm giving kind of a sideways glance towards the producer of the series, like one of the creators of it, who went like, oh, we're going to have AI chatbots for Dragon Quest X now, and I'm like, great, that killed any interest I have in that game ever getting localized. Fuck you for that, Square Enix. Fav is Metaphor. Metaphor is good. I liked Metaphor a lot. I had my problems with it. I didn't entirely care for, how it made, experience being awful. What a surprise. Yeah, what a shocker. The only thing I didn't care for with Metaphor is that while I appreciate a game that goes from 0 to 100, it kind of feels like it's had some more stuff that could have been done but didn't. It really feels like when you, spoilers, I guess, for Metaphor, when you go to the Wizard Academy that got destroyed and you're fighting Rella, right? Rella's the Ashik lady that was the one that poisoned that. Yeah, Mage Academy is 100% meant to be a dungeon. Yeah. Like, it felt like that could have been a dungeon where you fight Rella at the end, but it just felt like it kind of cut that out and then just made that a boss fight out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I also didn't entirely care for the Demon Shinjuku area. That felt like it lasted forever. That whole dungeon, that was so large, and I was like, oh man, that felt like it lasted forever. It is still a good game, though. And, let's see, who did I like in that game a lot? I really liked Basilio. I really liked Heisme. I would love if they somehow got a Heisme Nendoroid made. I know probably the first Nendoroid they would ever make of that game will be of Will, the protagonist, but if Heisme got a Nendoroid, I would actually make that my first Nendoroid. I love that guy. Stroll's good. I liked Hulkenberg a lot. I'm trying to think what my favorite of the, Oh, fucking Alonso. Alonso was awesome. Like, I really liked Alonso. His story was fun. Katharina really felt like she should have been a party member. Like, there were so many writings on the wall for me being like, we don't have a Parapus party member. And I love Basilio, but she really felt like she should have been a party member, especially since she does a little attack at the enemies if you get her, social rank high enough. I liked Maria's story. Yeah, Katharina should have been the monk of the group. Yeah, it felt really weird. Bernadetta was cool. Was it Bernadetta or was it the merchant lady? She was nice. I liked her. Yufa, I think, is fine. I can understand why people like her and the protagonist together. It has the best Persona villain ever, though. Yeah, I do like that Luis... Luis is a character that's got a lot of points regarding how he views the world, and there are points where, yes, you do agree with him regarding how corrupt and bullshit the world is, but if I were to equate Luis at all to any other character in a video game that I've seen, I would equate him to Caesar from Fallout New Vegas. Because, under him, everybody's equal, but how the fuck do I kill you? I would equate him to that because, everybody's equal under him, but if you're not under his banner, you're basically dead to him. That literally happened to Dell. Sorry about Automod on that one. I don't know why Coward's there. Communist from Disco Elysium in terms of personality. A proud coward. Yeah, exactly. He's very proud, but not willing to really listen to other perspectives because he's just so in his own trenches. Which makes him a pretty interesting villain, Very interesting antagonist. In terms of my favorite JRPG, though, I just burned that out of nowhere. How do I do more damage to you? Also, nice mention of Disco Elysium. I love that game too. Kim Kitsuragi, my beloved. I want to get that print where he says "God, please" when he's firing his gun. You want a hint I can say? Go ahead. I would like to hear a hint. I appreciate you asking ahead of time. You need to be a fake. Be a fake. Oh! Is it this? No. Be a fake. Be a fake. Wield a fake, I guess. Wield a fake? Oh. The replica sword. Oh. Okay. Also, ad break starting in 5 minutes, heads up. Thank you. There we go. I don't know if I really have a favorite JRPG. Dragon Quest XI is up there for me, but unfortunately the third act really does, like, it does a problem for me when it comes to what it does. I'm not gonna say what, because I know, you know, you're just starting it, but it does a thing with the characters in its later sections that fans don't really care for, myself included. 5 is good, but unfortunately, like, parts of it get a little too hard and a bit annoying. 3 is good, except it really is light on the story. 7 I have yet to really play through. Like, I had the 3DS version for a while, and I played it, but then I dropped it, which I kind of regret in retrospect, because now the copies of that 3DS version are, like, over $100, but oh well. But the 7 remake's out, which, you know, I played the demo of, and it's on my channel if y'all want to go check it out and see if you play it yourselves. So if I were to play that game, I probably would play that version. I guess 8 would be my favorite entry in the series next to 11. Like, in my opinion, Dragon Quest VIII is the perfect Dragon Quest game to get started on the series. It is not overly long. The characters are all lovable. And it has one of the best, and I mean the best overworld themes ever made. Like, one of the best overworld themes in a JRPG ever. I will not be contested on that. The overworld theme from that game is just excellence. And yeah, I've not played the 1 or 2 remake, but I hear the 2 remake is really good, so who knows how that'll go. But in terms of my favorite JRPG, I've played a good fair amount of them, and there's still others that are classics that I've yet to finish. I've even played Chrono Trigger, but I don't know if I would consider that my favorite. It's very good, though. I look at JRPGs that are half real-time, half turn-based. Yeah, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of the ATB systems that you see in Final Fantasy games, because I know I can pause the combat, but I prefer my turn-based games to not punish me for being... I'd rather my games not punish me for taking my time in combat to figure something out. That is why in Persona 5, I am never, in Royal in particular, I don't think I'm ever going to replay that game because of one fucking boss fight that kills my interest in that game ever. Like, literally in every other respect, that game is the definitive way to play Persona 5 in terms of content and everything else that's added to it. But genuinely, one boss fight in Persona 5 Royal, just one, absolutely crushes any interest I have in replaying it. Turn-based games with timed inputs is cool, though. Yeah, like Paper Mario, absolutely. I actually played the Paper Mario remaster, and that game is fucking excellent. But, I could go on that rant, but I've talked about that boss fight and how much I hate it entirely. I have played SMT5, and I have actually the SMT3 remaster. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Someday. I do want to play that on stream because I hear it's like quintessential SMT hard gameplay that sounds like it'd be a very good challenge. I have not played the Vengeance version of SMT5, which I hear is just a genuine improvement over the original, which works for me because the original's good. It just, I like E33, but it's only me who realizes the game's combat is slightly worse than Paper Mario. Yeah, E33 just hasn't really piqued my interest much. All right, well, we have the ads coming up in about 10 seconds, so we're going to go into 3 minutes of ads with an hour of no pre-rolls. So use this time to hydrate, stretch, do whatever you need to do, and we will be right back. And we're back, and I just remembered another JRPG that shoots up as a contender for a favorite of mine. Octopath 2. I love the Octopath Traveler series a lot. So that also is a case of like, oh man, like I've just got a lot of really good ones that I just I wish I could definitively call a favorite, but I just can't figure that out because there's so many good ones that have their own problems. But I don't know, Octopath 2 is up there. It's between Dragon Quest XI. Oh, come on, you can charge phone. Sorry, my phone's charger's being wonky on me. Without fail. I really hope it's not the charging port. That would suck. I really don't want this thing to die on me, because my phone's fine for the most part. It's just sometimes my charging does not like to be cooperative. There we go. Okay, as I was saying, Octopath Traveler 2. I adore that game in particular a whole lot. I played the demo of Zero. I heard Zero is really, really good, but I haven't had the chance to really get that full game yet. I played the demo. I really liked it. I just, need to. I just need to get the full game. That's really it. Like, I plan on streaming that. Do not mistake me. I just need to get it. But as I said, budget-wise, getting games is a bit tricky right now, and getting games is a bit tricky because games are expensive, and I just need to also find the time. And, I think Octopath Zero came out at the cusp of me finishing Metaphor, and I didn't want to do two really long JRPGs back-to-back. Which, I don't know how long Octopath Zero is, but considering that I spent over 200 hours in Octopath 2...
Here to say I think that game might be a bit on the long side.
Actually, I've never looked up how long that game is. Give me a second. How long is it? It takes... Because, it's 3 different narratives that you go through with your hero. Okay, so over 100 hours. Sounds about right. Probably more if you do side quests as well. Because I did a whole bunch of side quests. I don't think I did every quest, but I did a lot of them. Okay, so... I don't know what the hell is up with that room with the Grim Reaper. It feels like that's supposed to be for something, but I don't know what. Let me see if I can get across this way here. Not quite. I need a third dash, I think. I need some kind of boost that'll let me get over there. So I can go through a hallway that lets me fight a bunch of replicas of myself, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do there. Because this leads all the way to that room that freaked me out with the moving statue. Okay. I'm trying to think of other JRPGs I've played. I had to I mentioned this before, but I had to restart my file to Breath of Fire 3, I think. No, 2. Because Breath of Fire 2 is, you know, good for what I played for it, but I kind of had to drop it because I had other stuff going on and I didn't have the time to dedicate to it. But I got lost. I didn't really know where I was supposed to go next, and I had no real frame of reference when looking up guides to be like, where the fuck am I going? What am I supposed to look for? So I had to restart. Or I deleted the file, and I'm going to restart it to see if whether or not I can actually, at some point, sit down and play through the game in full. Okay, so what is the deal with this room? What is the deal with this one? Because I'm very uncertain as to what this is supposed to be. I thought it was a boss room, but there wouldn't be a hallway of enemies before a boss. That's not really how this game's operated. Alright, I guess I just go and see what that transitional room was all about. Because I literally have no other ideas. Alright. Dragon Quest IX is a very special place in my heart from being how I started the series, and I really hope that game at some point gets some kind of a remaster or something modern, because I am in agreement with people that, you know, it feels a bit flat versus a lot of the other Dragon Quest games. It's still fun and quirky in its own ways, and I like the job system, but I do agree that Hall of Art, okay. I do agree that when it comes to Gorgonstone, what does this do? Prevents turning to... I know where I'm supposed to go with that. If I can find a teleport room, I can go exactly where I need to. What is this? The master loves to collect all kinds of art pieces. Some are very beautiful, but others are of questionable taste. I'm thinking in particular of these wax statues. Some are known people, while others are anonymous. To walk among them is very disturbing. Edovar Monil. Yvonne writing one of her pacts with the devil, 1581. Okay.
Are you an admirer of great art?
Oh.
Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? Such a lovely aesthetic. Such a lovely aesthetic.
This boss is pretty cool. I like that the paintings each have different attacks. Keeps me on my toes.
Such a lovely aesthetic.
There we go. Cool boss. I like that. I feel like I... Boss didn't even get to do the coffin attack. I really plowed through that, huh? Alright, what is this? Oh, sure enough! Sure enough, we got our third dash. Cool. Well, I'm gonna go save and then go do that third dash across there. Wait, unless that's something I may not... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to that room. But I am going to save, because that was a boss fight that we just went through. But, yeah, so I was talking about Dragon Quest IX. When it comes to improvements that could be done to that game, for one, while it is fun, the creation of literally all of your party members really does not lend the game well to having any kind of interesting characters or party dynamics at all. So the world at large has to do a lot of the picking up of the slack. And I think that could be changed if you maybe kept the creation of your own protagonist, but all of the party members are set characters that you talk to. Because the reason why you could create your party members that way was because that game's entire, well, not entire existence, but its whole deal was that it was a multiplayer game where you and your character's created friends can go explore the world and fight through the story together. Kind of proto-MMO, which, cool, nice, but that kind of killed the game's longevity unless you have other friends that have that game and are willing to do local co-op with each other, which, considering the DS's online has long since been deceased, I'm doubting that that's really going to ever happen. So that's why I would probably prefer 9 to be a more single-player oriented experience, because you can have some multiplayer elements, but I think having a better single-player would help a remaster of that game's longevity versus, you know, how it is currently when you get it on the DS, because it is only available on the DS. I have a copy, but you know, it's expensive to get. How much is a copy of that? How much is it on? Oh. Really? Wow, it is not as expensive as literally any of the other DS Dragon Quest games. Interesting. There are 12 keyholes on this old iron cabinet. What could be inside? How many keys have I got? 7. Okay, so I need like 5 more. Diamond collar, ceremony mat. Ah, that's what I wear to get through that room. A mask worn by worshippers of a local cult. Okay, now what does the diamond collar give me? Sometimes gives mana when hitting enemies, increases the amount of gold found, grants good resistances to all statuses. I lose my crit chance, but I gain an amount of gold found, and I think I'll keep with what I've got. Alright, so we need to keep searching for these keys. Let's see, what else was there? Dragon Quest IX improvements. Expansion on the character creation to just really give people like a almost Miitopia-style free reign on how you can make your characters. Because, you know, for the time, Dragon Quest IX's character creation was pretty okay. I probably shouldn't say that. It's basic. It's in retrospect, yeah, it is a bit of a basic character creator with very simple hairstyles and what have you. Like, there's only so much you could really ask for when it comes to a game like that. But that could be something they could do in a remaster or a remake, is expand on the character creator to give it a hell of a lot more depth in terms of what you can do. Let's see. There was also... Okay, so that's where the stone one happens. And what was over there that I couldn't pass before? Might need to go check that. If I find a teleport room, I can do that. Anything else? More single-player oriented stuff. Better character, or more expanded character creator. Obviously, remaster the music, make it orchestrated, because, frankly, the observatory theme needs to be heard in an orchestra. I looked it up and heard an orchestrated version of the observatory theme, and holy fuck, that is genuinely beautiful. Like, the observatory is a location in Dragon Quest IX that you go to, and it has this very nice theme, but it doesn't... the MIDI version of it sounds fine, but it does, it could use, you know, the Dragon Quest treatment of, oh god, of like a nice remastered orchestra soundtrack. I'm fighting the Noid. What the hell is this thing? I like the different ways that these mannequin sculpture guys die. That's cool. Yeah, expansions on character creator. Like a fleshed out party, not just, you know, characters that you make. So just a few things like that. There's likely other things. Maybe revamp the job system too, because I like the job system in 9, but I feel like it could reach its full potential if it perhaps changed around like how gaining experience could work, kind of like how you could with Dragon Quest VII. Like Dragon Quest VII's job system, I really like, because that system was, if you gained experience, and I don't know if it's probably the same in the remake, if you gained enough experience and proficiency in one job, or in 2 different jobs, you could get another job that's essentially a crossover of the other 2. When I played the 3DS version of 7, I ended up having the main character be a pirate because he had levels in Fisherman and Rogue, I think. So, something like that. Because the way that you unlocked some of the higher tier jobs, or vocations as they're called in 9 and in the series in general, is that you find an NPC and then you do a quest for them and then you unlock the job. Fine, but I would probably also change those quests if they're going to keep that same system, because frankly, some of those quests made getting those jobs an absolute slog. The Ranger in particular is a fucking bitch to do. Like, that one in particular absolutely could use a change. For those that don't know, Ranger is a job you can get in Dragon Quest IX, and it's your way of being able to use bows and axes. That's like one of the things about that vocation and job that you just get to play around with, which is nice, but the way you're supposed to unlock the job is that you have to poison a metal slime and have the poison be the thing that kills it, which, if you know anything about metal slimes, those are some skittish motherfuckers. They do not like sticking around in combat very much, and that makes it really hard to do that very thing. So yeah, I would revamp that to maybe change. Like, you can keep the whole kill an enemy with poison idea, but don't have it to a metal slime. That's really dumb. Like, at one point I did unlock it because, you know, I wanted to get that job and try it out. But at the end of the day, I ended up sticking more with, like, Paladin, Gladiator, Armamentalist, The Sage in particular is really good, but yeah, like that's my deal about that. Like as nice as the vocation system is when you play it, it could be better, and that's one way I think it could be done. Is just, you know, change it to that. Okay, so that unlocks, and then we go through here. So what is this? This is experiment section. Okay. We're making really good progress. Interesting enemy.
Ooh.
That's a good one, but it's no E-ooh from Bloodstained. That still will be a contender for top death rattle in a video game. Aha. What is in here? Combat knife, clover ring, claw pendant. What are these for? Combat knife's probably not very good. Didn't think so. Strong and deadly. Then it was clover ring. Moderately increases look. And claw necklace. Or claw pendant. Moderately increases critical rate. Got the items at least. Oh, I see. Yvonne is very passionate about advances in science. Her new inventions fascinate her. She has brought great scientists to the castle who work in the fields of chemistry and electricity. I don't know what her intentions are. Personally, I find all of this dangerous. H. Sardis. So, I guess I'm supposed to time the electricity to jolt when one of these little things will pass over to... Yeah. So I need to go time that real quick. There we go. Oh! There we go. Oh, okay. I was wondering when that would happen. Okay, that's not as bright as I thought it would be. Ow. At least it doesn't flash the entire screen purple and white. That would have sucked. That would be awful for the eyes. I like the noises these guys make. It's funny. Why is money falling from the ceiling? Hello? That is really bizarre that I'm having money fall on me like that. What in the name of God is that? Can I kill it? No. Alright, you're just an eternal hazard. You kind of look like, kind of reminds me of the little companion globule guy from Treasure Planet. I love the little wave that comes out from this axe. It's awesome. My favorite thing. Is that all there is up here? No, there's going to be more to the left. Okay, so we probably have a boss fight through there. But I want to explore more this way. There we go. Another transitional spot. What? Okay, so that's the Hall of Art. Okay, so then that goes down. That scared the hell out of me. I was like, ugh. All right. No, I didn't think that'd work. Okay, worth a try. All right. We're gonna go fight the boss, I guess, that's in that room. Potions. Really? Nope. There we go. Oh, I'm cursed. Oh, shit. Nah, there's no way to get to that. Alright, what is down this way? Be careful of the drip beast. Oh, God. Fuck these guys. Oh, my God. Oh. Something's there. Alright, what do we have here? Boss fight for real this time. Ugh. Food poisoning be like. Well, unfortunately, I am very overleveled. Alright, do I get anything for that? What is this? Gear wheel. Was there somewhere that was missing a gear? Where the fuck did this go? Part of it comes from the central lift mechanism. Where was a gear missing in the central lift? I could try the very bottom, maybe? I genuinely don't remember. Oh, hello. Oh. Did this unlock now that I killed that thing? No, it didn't. Okay. I guess maybe go back to the art hall? Oh yeah, cool voice crack, man. You want me to... Hey, Mateo, Mateo, we have your order for a large fries and a burger. Do you want an apple pie with that for an extra 50 cents? No? You're just gonna keep swinging your axe? Okay. Mateo, if you keep breaking our torches, I'm gonna have to call the manager over to kick you out. This is the 7th time this has happened. You can't keep doing this here. All right, hold on. Just gonna get it back up here. This is another entrance to the art hall. It's a pretty cool area. I do like this art hall area. It's really nice. Okay, and then there's a thing up there that I haven't gotten to, so I might need to check that. I'm gonna save, actually, since we just went through a boss fight. Before I forget to do that. Goddamn jumping off of stairs. No, no! No! Oh, Lois, I keep fucking falling down the stairs in this game, Lois. Alright, hold on. Get fucking over there. Okay, then we're gonna go take care of the fucking spellcasting Noid. If you don't know who the Noid is, congrats. You don't really get references. The Noid was Domino's oldest attempt, well, one of the oldest Domino's attempt at a mascot. And it was just this dude in a bunny outfit that I didn't know was from a Domino's thing, because I first was exposed to that when I saw a Family Guy episode, and if you know the one, you know the one. Okay, well, we're gonna go down this way. Okay. Evil paintings. Oh god, I still remember. I don't know if I still have the image, but Bloodstained Ritual of the Night had this thing with the Kickstarter backers where you could get you as a portrait, like an image of your choice, as long as it's appropriate, as a portrait in the game. But there's also an attack in the game where you summon a shield of portraits to help you, like to attack but also defend you. And my buddy Combo, who's also the mod for my Twitch channel, made an edit of it where one of the images was replaced with Saul Goodman. And I was like, that's really fucking brilliant. That's really good. He's very talented, my mod. Combo's really talented. He's great. If you also see the BRB screen that I've got, as well as the starting soon screen, he not only did the he not only made those for me, like I commissioned him for that, he also made the music. So if you want to, I think it's !music if you're on Twitch. Yes, if you're on Twitch, you know, watching the live stream, you get !music, but all of his links are also in the description of each of the VODs I've put out. Please go check him out. He's great. Genuinely chill guy, really fun. And also is a very talented composer. Poseidon Stone. Yvonne at the Great Reception of 1740. Oh, so she's been around for a long time. Okay, Poseidon Stone. Allows you to face the underwater currents. Oh! I think that was for that area all... Wait, no, not there. All the way down there, the flooded area. Okay. So I need to teleport back there. But we're going to be approaching the 3-hour mark soon, and I don't want to stream for too late tonight because I do have work next week. Also, you're not slick. I saw you move your eyes. Piss off, ghost. Yeah, I do have work, so I can't stream too late tonight. I want to be able to get plenty of sleep. I've been getting maybe 5 hours of sleep or so lately because I've just been waking up early and early. Like, earlier and earlier I've been waking up, and I really want to change that. I need to, or at the very least not getting a full 8 hours, and I need to change that. The painter in this castle is very talented. He paints beautiful, lifelike portraits. Perhaps a little too lifelike. Oh, it's like. Oh, that's an unfortunate misspell. His paintings come alive with murderous intent. What's worse is that they seem to be invincible. That is until I found the solution. A replica can only be destroyed by another replica. But it's best to simply turn around and not enter his room. Robert de Braus. So in that case, I'm guessing... Oh my god, it's a bunch of people. There we go. I'm way too leveled up for this. And that's the real Rose Cross sword. Alright, so Death Axe is 265. How good is it? I mean, it's pretty strong, but I like the damage and the general coverage of... Yeah, like the general coverage and damage done by that is better for me. Because, like, this hits the ground as well as a bit higher up and has a wave that goes out. Like, I'm not really seeing a reason to keep that sword. Alright, well, we're gonna go... We are gonna go down, or we're gonna go to the teleport room and check the currents since we just got the Poseidon Stone. Which I think will be a good area to get to next. We're making our way through. I was worried a couple times of whether or not we were reaching the final boss area, because I know this game has multiple endings, so I was like, oh god, am I about to get to an ending that is not the best one? But no, we're making our progress just through the castle like normal. Okay, what is this? 3 jewels pendant. What does that do? Increases the power of orbs and quality of food. Grants full resistance against poison, stun, and weak. That's pretty nut. Oh my god. Honestly, the health gain... I think I'm gonna change to that. Like, I'll take the lessening on that if it means that I can gain some genuine, like full-on, full resistance. Yvonne's return from the New World in 1710. Okay. So next we teleport down to the flooded area and use the Poseidon thing. Right? Yeah. Because all that's down there, I think, is the lava area. Yeah, getting that cursed item pendant, or cursed item relic that lets me get to use this axe is... That is my best friend right now, because this axe is busted. I feel really bad, because I'm crushing a lot of these bosses really easily. Flooded basement, there we go. Yes, it was here. There's another key. That's key number 8, I think. Okay, so that's gotten. We have the ceremonial mask, so we could go over to the ceremonial room and pass through there. Or we could check out what's up with the gear in... Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to check out what's up with the gear for the central lift, because we got that upgrade, or the gear for it, and I'm like, what the fuck is up with that? Alright. I think Antechamber of Hell. I want to see what... I know the very bottom areas are like lava, so I can't explore that, but I want to see, why couldn't I get up here? Did I just not explore it? Oh, that's why. Yeah, it's just a full-on vertical shaft that I can't go down. Well, balls. Okay, well, that explains it. In that case, we'll just go to the central lift and go down, I think, to where the gear is supposed to go. Oh, wait, no! Is this it? Yes. I think the gear is supposed to be put in from the other side. Wasn't there a shop here, too, that I could use? I've got a bunch of money. Yes.
Nice things aren't cheap, my boy.
Oh, I'm just shy on that. Alright, well, we'll get that. And that's kind of it. Ring of Discovery.
Come back around.
I'll get it to at some point to at least have the full set of everything. I just need another pair of boots. I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to find them. Okay, Antechamber of Hell, and then we pass through here. I think this was where the gear was supposed to go? No. You have placed the gear wheel in the lift mechanism. It seems that the lift can now go down deeper. Oh, no. No, wait! Oh, there's a fucking hidden wall down there. How do I get to that? Go down, go down, go... Fucking, how do I do that? It's like right there. Do I just... Yeah, I just do that. Good fucking find there. Hey, there we are. So that's key number 9? Yes, okay. Cool, okay. Actually, were there other keys that were there other walls I missed in this area? Nope. Okay. I just thought it'd be a good idea to look. Now we can go lower. All right, where am I? Antechamber of Hell. Oh. So it's just another area of the Hell spot. Oh! The 5th boots we needed! And then we can go to the guy. I don't know. Wait, where was the guy? He was somewhere around here. The fucking shoe dude. The cobbler. Where the fuck is he? He wasn't there. Where was he? I think he was near the garden? It's been a while, so I genuinely don't... Maybe it's just all the way down in the antechamber. Alright, well, I'm going to equip those. Because I know I'm going to be needing that for the lava. Yeah, and then we go all the way down here, and then we can... Oh, no! He's next to that save room over there. Okay, I'm gonna go get that real quick, because he said 5 pairs of boots, and I've got my 5th. Okay, so it was then up and then over. I was remembering, like, he was surely in the corner somewhere of an area, and I was right. And yeah, I remember having to cheese this to get the key that was here, because I did not know any other ways to... Like, I cheesed it with the invincibility and the crouch, and a bunch of mana potions. Alright, it was this guy. Hey, man. The boots you have are good quality, but these are the best. I make the best boots in all of Gévaudan. Legendary boots. What do these do? Possesses all the powers of the other boot. Thank fucking God. Oh my God, finally. Thank you. I was really glad about that. That makes me happy, because one of my complaints regarding the exploration in this is, like, I have to keep changing menus to keep having to change boots. Like I'm having to do water temple stuff, but thank God I finally have this. Yay. Alright, so we're gonna go save, first of all, because we have been making a lot of progress. And then we're gonna go down to that lava area and walk through some lava. Alright, our progress is actually going quite steadily. I don't know how close I am to the end, but I feel like I am getting there, because... we're 95% done on this map. Which makes me feel like we are close. I just need to find the rest of that Rose Cross equipment to unlock that door, because... What do I have for everything right now with that? I have the sword, I have... the boots, I have the helmet, swords, boots, helmet, I don't know if there's a amulet, sword, boot, helmet, and I guess I need the armor, because I really don't know what else I'm supposed to find. And there's still a bunch of armors that I'm missing. So I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to find those. Okay, and then... do I go left or right? Let's go left. What is this? Entering these doors following a specific order leads to another room. The clues to know this order are in this room. I'm gonna guess it's related to the candle's height. So, ground floor means that one. And then that one. No? I guess not. To the order. Nope. Clues to the order. Oh, it's the candle's height itself. Okay, so I was wrong. It's this one, and then I think this one, then this one, then this one, then this one? No. Trying to figure this out. So it's the candles are related, unless it's like just no, I didn't think so. They're all on different elevations. Oh, okay, right, because the one that's lowest to the ground is still taller than the shortest candlestick. And the necklace, wonderful. Holy Blast level 2, while Mateo is standing on the ground. Okay, cool, awesome. And an elixir. Okay, wonderful. What is the Holy Cross? What does this do? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Increases experience, grants moderate resistance to all statuses, and slightly increases critical rate. Okay, so I will have to equip it to get through that room. But that's not bad, but I'm liking the 3 jewel more because of genuine immunity to some status ailments, which would be very nice, especially if a boss fight later actually has status ailments attached to it. Now, what the hell am I supposed to... Eh? Oh, come on. There we go. I don't know if that was supposed to be intentional, but I did it. Okay, so I seem to... Okay, no, that is the end of it. Okay, well... all that's left is the ceremony room. There's that little spot there that's there. And we need to get up that vertical shaft to... I think that may be the final boss room. So, maybe that's it. Honestly, if I'm at the cusp of beating the game tonight, maybe I just go ahead and say fuck it and go for it. Because we're like 95% done on this map, and we are pretty equipped up right now. So we teleport to the ceremony room, and we've got 10 of the keys now. We just need 2 more. But we do also have an ad break coming up in about 10 seconds, so y'all know the deal. 3 minutes of ads, then an hour of no pre-rolls after, so hydrate, stretch, do whatever you need to do, and we will be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Okay, so our next thing to do, I guess, is the ceremony room, because that is literally the only avenue I've got left that we can explore. Aside from like that little corner there near the art hall. You know, and the only reason why I can't get to that, well, actually, if I go to the central lift and then go up that way, then maybe I could do that. Let's do that, yeah. So in terms of other media that I've been getting into lately, or other just things, I have taken a look at some more books to listen to on Libby. Actually, what is even next on my thing? Hold on. Pull it up. Okay. The next book that I have set, or audiobook that I have set to listen to, will be Well of Ascension from the Mistborn saga. Because I listened to Mistborn recently, and I mentioned this before, but if you wanted to get into Brandon Sanderson's writing, Mistborn, I think is a very, very, very good place to start, because while the world building in there can be a bit expansive, it's not as dense as the Stormlight archives. It's far more digestible. And it also, as I have mentioned before, has a really, really cool power system with how it does its magic. So if you're looking for something really cool, fantastical, and if you like good genre fiction writing, I would recommend that. Wait, what the hell is that small room that I missed over there? Oh, wait, that's the other side of that grate that I couldn't get through. Right. I could check that while I'm over there, too. Let's do that. And after that is the Everlasting by... Let me double check on the author so I make sure I have the right one. By Alex E. Harrow, The Everlasting, which the premise of that one intrigues me because it's essentially about a guy who fell in love with a historical figure who then pops out of history and they then go on their own adventure. Like, genuinely fell in love with the person that the story is about. Which is an intriguing notion, and the indie bookstore that I go to has it very highly recommended in their staff reviews, which I have to say is one of my favorite things about the store that I like to go to once in a while, because for a lot of new entries for them, as well as just generally books that sell well, they have little handwritten reviews from the staff to be like, hey, here's this book, here's what it's about, here's our thoughts on it. And I mean, I'm in agreement. That's for some of those in particular. It was due to that I got into books like A Day of Fallen Night, Harlock and Silver, just good stuff all around. I really like that store, and I have been able to listen to a lot of really good books through them, and purchase them too. They even let me buy a used copy of one of their books that had a review on it, which was really nice, because I was going to end up buying it full price and new, but they were like, oh, we have a used copy that's like $10, and I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, because books are expensive as fuck. What's the book? It was... I can't see without my glasses. It's a good one, though. It's just nice to support indie bookstores. All right, so we're going back up here. And I'm gonna see about getting this little corner here and then seeing to the kind of connective area between the apartment and here. And I haven't forgotten the chains that come out of the piles here. There you are. See, I've got kind of a two-way system regarding audiobooks that has been working pretty well for me. If an audiobook is available on Libro, I'll wishlist it to use later to like buy it or something to that effect. But if it's a book that I could get through Libby as well, then I'll do that, because not everything is available on one platform versus another. Because Libby, it depends on the library cards that you hold. Like, a book that's available in one library is not going to be available in another, or they may have just a different amount of copies of said book. So you kind of have to think like, okay, how long is the wait period for this versus another library, you know? That's why I've got 2 library cards, because I like being able to have the options. And plus, with that, I can have holds for up to 20 books now, which is very, very nice. The air in the storage room next to my office is deadly. To be able to get there, I created a spell crystals. Their emanations purify the air. I had them placed all over, but many of them have disappeared. I don't go into this room anymore after 5 seconds away from a crystal, and an excruciating pain ensues. Isaac Oldton. Oh god. Thank God for the laser. I do have this Roses of Regeneration, which is good. I see. Hold on.
This will fix you up.
Oh god. There we go. Okay. Health's ticking.
Roses of regeneration.
Rose Cross Armor. Hey! I don't know if that's all of it, though. The legendary armor of the Rose Cross Order, and it's very high in defense. Wonderful. Okay. Didn't mean to hit guide. Items. There we go. Okay. And that's what leads up to here. Wonderful. Okay, and then we go up that way to cut across the experimental area. Because, yeah, the trade-off with Libby is that while it is free, depending on the amount of copies as well as how many people are interested in a particular book, you're going to be waiting a while for some of these books to be available. And as a Joe Abercrombie fan, that makes it so hard. I only recently managed to finish The Devils, great book, but I have to wait, I think, for over 20 or so weeks more for The Blade itself. And I imagine that's gonna be the same story for a lot of his other books, because he's a very popular author, and for good reason. He's really funny, but it's like, holy shit, like, that's so long of a wait. It's like, I love your stuff, but goddamn. But when more copies become available at libraries, that's, you know, that's how that can get solved, but goddamn, these waits can be a lot. So, yeah. But if you're the type that prefers to get their books and then own them, Libro FM is, you know, I sing their praises a lot for good reason. They genuinely support indie bookstores, and their catalogs can be based on indie bookstores that are partnered with them, and they do genuinely help them. The store I was just talking about, they're partnered with them, and what Libro does for them is that proceeds from subscriptions and books bought through them go to indie bookstores, like a percentage of it. And then the bookstores also benefit from Libro helping them with marketing, with procuring stuff for merch, so like bookmarks and stuff like that. It's just a really good service, and they also really hate Amazon, which is a fucking based policy to have. Like, they rag on Amazon all the time on Blue Sky, which is awesome. Okay, so we have that. There's a section down there. I have to wonder, is there any other armor that I'm missing? I've got the helmet, I've got the armor, I've got the boots, and I have the necklace. And I have the sword, so I'm gonna guess that there's probably a ring I need to get to. Alright, well first I'm gonna save, because we have just gotten through a lot of things here. And you know what? If I am literally like a step away from the ending, I may as well just go ahead and finish the game tonight. I'll stay up a bit longer to do that. Am I still going to be missing out on fighting Bloodless? Yeah, but I mean, she's just a cameo boss fight. I'm not really worried about fighting her, because I don't know what I even gain out of it. Oh, actually, that's a question that I'll pose to you all, and for the YouTube watchers, I'll post this to you too for the comments. What is a extra bit of content that you participated in a game that turned out to be severely disappointing? Like, what in a game did you really, really attempt to finish, either for 100% completion or because it's an extra challenge, and it just completely fell flat on you? Like, it was a really underwhelming reward for what you went through, if even a reward was provided. I can't remember the last time I had that. I know I have, I just don't remember it. Maybe because I got too pissed off, but I think I looked up even a couple of what the rewards would be for certain boss fights, and I just... Oh! Metaphor. Metaphor was brought up earlier. I know the super boss stuff happens with Metaphor, but I didn't really do it for a couple reasons. One, the amount of time that it would have taken for me to grind up to the proper levels and genuinely get the party dynamics done would have not been feasible, because I was in the end game at that point. And two, I learned that the reward for doing all that stuff was not really worth it. It was, I think, for some accessories that boosted your stats, but I was already pretty strong after I had grinded to fight Luis. So, yeah, I just said fuck it, and I didn't bother, because it wasn't just that it was one dungeon. I had to go through 4 dungeons, and then it would be meeting in a central location to fight like a replica of the main character. You know, cool, but not worth the accessory was not worth the hassle, and it wouldn't have been worth the time management. There we go.
Help me!
Oh no, this is
Welcome, young knight, to our ceremony. You have proven your worth, and I have high plans for you. But you...
Test my might? Okay. Well... If this is the final battle... I have no idea if this is the final fight or not.
You are the one we need. You'll do a much better job than Pierre. Do you want to become the new power that will lead our forces to victory?
Never.
It's so disappointing. You won't get out of here.
Yep, okay. Just kill me. Go ahead. This is the final fight. Okay, well, good to know that. In that case, I need to go find where that Rose Knight area was again. And there's also that little section there towards the gardens that I need to check. Like, as I've said before, I am normally not a completionist when it comes to games, but Metroidvanias tend to be an exception because the completion rewards for me are, for me at least, worth it. And I do also like having, and I also do like seeing map percentage go up. Like, it's the little things, and the rewards, as I said, tend to be worth it, because you tend to get really good equipment or something. Like, I'm the kind of guy that likes a nice gameplay incentive on completion, not just seeing a number go up. Okay, so we're gonna go Reception Hall. And then we're gonna go... Oh wait, I think that is just the Rose Cross room. Alright. And I know there's that upper section in the art area, but I don't know how to get up there. I think, like, because that is just a straight vertical jump that I can't get to. Oh my god, come on. Okay, so we're passing through here. I'm just really making sure that I've gotten all I can on the map. And it looks like I have, save for that final boss room. Down and left. Okay, we need to equip all the stuff that we got. So, Rose Cross Sword, Rose Cross Helm. I have the armor on already. Rose Cross Necklace and Rose Cross Boots. Yep, okay, sure enough, I need to get the ring. Fuck! Okay, wow, where the fuck do I find the ring, then? Christian Rosenkreutz, Order Cause, Worthy Opponent, pay homage to the statue. 6 parts. Yep, okay, so I really am just missing the ring, wherever the hell that is. You know, I don't think I need the detection mask on anymore, because we're sitting pretty good on how that's working for us. Okay, so the ring has to be in the art section up there. I just don't know how to get to it. How the fuck do I get to it, then? Oh my god, please. Alright, so we need to go art room, then up from there to figure out what the hell I do with that vertical shaft. Because I didn't see any platforms. I thought the tables would be platforms, like the 3-tiered tables, but I guess not. Alright. It was Hall of Art. And then we go through this way. This game really does capture Castlevania in the music department, considering the variety. It's really good. Okay. How the hell do I get up there? I can't stand on these at all, so... Oh! But I can stand on you. Oh! There we go. What the hell? Is this just testing if I can read Roman numerals or not? What's that? Skull bracelet. Oh, hey! Got it. Okay, 98%. Was that it? Okay, I guess I got it. All right, I guess I solved it. Forgotten ring that belonged to the Rose Cross Order increases attack, defense, and luck by a lot. Holy shit. What happens if I don't have it in that order? What's the point of this puzzle? Wait, does it change every time? No. Okay, that confuses me. What is the point?
This will fix you up.
I mean, I got the skull ring and I got the brace. What is the point? What is this puzzle? Beige 3, white 4, green 3, red 2. What? Is it supposed to be a reference to something? Alright, well, I mean, I got the ring, so it's fine. Just kind of confused on that one. Alright. Well, in any case, watch it be like I unlock that puzzle and somehow I just have the best sword in the game. But you know what? Given my axe, I don't think I really need to worry about that. We are over-leveled as fuck. I have been melting through bosses like a 1,000-degree knife video, and I'm pretty set right now. We just need to get through that one final room with the Rose Cross Order stuff on. And then once we have that, we can end the game. I really did not expect to catch up to it this quickly. But hey, I'm not complaining. I mean, this has been a good adventure. Honestly, like, this has been a very meaty Metroidvania. A bit, not archaic, but there's some design decisions here that I would have liked to have seen added in, but I guess given how they intentionally went for a retro engine to make this game, it doesn't surprise me that maybe it just wouldn't be something to implement. As I said, a map legend would have been nice at least. Like, I don't need a whole ton of bells and whistles, because I remember with Ender Lilies and Ender Magnolia, you had the whole maps are sectioned and color coordinated to show if you've gotten everything in the area, and I love that feature. I genuinely do. I don't need that much, at least. I just need possibly a legend that shows, hey, this is blocked off because, and we've color coded it for you, or just markers. Markers at least would be good. All right, I'm going to equip all these real quick. Rose Cross ring, Rose Cross necklace, and Rose Cross boots. There we go. Ooh. Oh, right, the keys. I forgot about those. In that case, the key's probably up there. All right, what do I get here? Charge 5 Annihilator Angel. When Mateo is on the ground or midair. Okay. Cool. So we got our final super upgrade. And we got... That's not the last key. No, we need one more. And it's likely... Where would it be? Where's that last key at? Explored everywhere. Like, I literally have a, like, near 100% everywhere but here. It's supposed to be at the apartments where we find it, too. So where the hell is it? Where else on the map have I not seen it? All that's left is the ceremonial room. Fuck it. I genuinely have no idea, because once we get into the collectathon stuff of like, oh, we found nearly all of them, but one's missing, it's like, well, fuck, hey, and a needle stack. Library one. There's one in the library? Okay, so in that case, we'll just go to the library. Apparently there was an item from the merchant that you need to equip an item to have them sell you it, but I am not going to do that. Because I don't know what the item even is that I have that I could equip. So, yeah. Watch it be like you open up the cabinet with the 12 keys and it's just her yaoi collection. Like it's just her yaoi and yuri collection. Alright, so we need to teleport to the library again. Yeah, because, like, if I had to have an equipment piece that let me see where they were, I mean, I'm right here anyway, so I may as well see what it could have... But I don't know what it could have been is the problem. Would it be the ceremony mask?
Nice things aren't cheap, my boy.
Large backpack.
I shall await your return.
Paired. Oh, the green mask. The merchant will like it. Hold on.
Nice things aren't cheap, my boy.
There we go. Gemini mask crystal ball reveals the positions of the chiseled keys on the map. Miracle beverage. Okay. Dark mask whose use is unknown. Increases strength of the aura wave.
I do hope you come back around.
Cool. Okay, so we can do that now. Oh, it's there. Okay, not the library. Because I looked at a Steam forum and that was one of the ones said. Okay, so we need to teleport back to the entrance and then loop all the way around up that way. Cool. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to take that off. Right, then castle entrance. Okay, and then it was up this way. Sounds like when my dog howls in her sleep. You know, something that I really do miss, as I've lived alone now for a few months now, I miss my dogs. I really miss my dogs a lot. Like, I miss Bonnie and Finn. When I lived still at my parents' house, there would be some nice occasions where Bonnie would come over to my bed and sleep next to me. And she is just a nice little cuddle buddy, and when she sleeps, she dreams. Finn doesn't dream, but Bonnie will have dreams, and she'll go like just barking and howling in her dream, and I'll like see her legs twitching. Sometimes she does like little like jolts in her legs, like she's trying to run after something. It's so cute. But I can't have her or Finn at my apartment. They do not allow dogs here. Only cats. Which I would love to get a cat someday, but unfortunately, I just at this time cannot afford a cat. Okay, so this was all supposed to point to this. Yeah, that was the hint I saw. Okay, so it was the library I was missing. Okay, with that done, I think it's just up that way then. So we go around and then up. All right, cool. And also, if I ever manage to, you know, have the availability to get a cat, my plan is that I'm gonna let the cat choose me, because that tends to be the best way to have it. In fact, if you know Lena Lazar, she did a video at a cat shelter where she just got to sit with the cats and kind of see which ones were taking a liking to her. She wasn't adopting, she was showing the adoption area and the adoptable cats and their temperaments and what have you. And That made me go like, man, I miss having a cat. My grandma's cat in particular, who my family and I used to have, unfortunately passed a number of years ago, and he was a sweet little guy. In fact, years ago, when we were on one of our visits to see my grandma, back when he was still alive, my dad and my brother and I were just kind of hanging out in her apartment, and the cat, and Benny was his name. Benny would come over to, sit next to us, and he would, remember us because he was with us for a number of years of his life from kittenhood. And then as I think we were getting ready to drop off some kind of baked good for her, and we were calling her to be like, hey, letting you know that we're coming by, and she was like, oh, thank you. And she then said to me, oh, by the way, after you all left, later that night, I caught Benny sleeping in the spot that you were sitting on the couch. And I was like, oh, don't fucking tell me that. I'm gonna cry. I love animals. That's the shit that makes me miss having cats and dogs around. Like, I can obviously go to my parents' place and hang out with the dogs, but I miss having them around. I miss whenever Bonnie would get to come up during streams, because for anybody that isn't familiar with my channel, way long ago, pre-2023, that was when I changed my sort of area. My old streaming setup was that I was in the attic room of my parents' house, which was a really cool spot, but it had shit for dick for actually having AC in the room, so it would get really cold in the winter and really hot in the summer. Like, unbearably hot in the summer. So I had to make the executive decision after being up there for so long to be like, okay, I can't stand being up here, plus my computer might overheat, so I'm gonna just move my operation down to a basement storage area, and that's where I was for 2023 up to now, since I have moved out of my parents' place. And the basement stuff was fine, but it made me miss one particular thing about being in the attic room. When I was in the attic room, there would be occasions where Bonnie, our Labrador, would come up to say hi and kind of check on me. And you have inserted the 12 chisel keys. She would come up to say hi, and on those occasions, I would turn on my webcam to show her to the chat, and she would want some pets, and I think it was just her way of checking on me because I wasn't really always downstairs a whole lot. And it was really sweet. What is this? Mirror of Truth. I'm missing 2 relics. Reveals the true source of evil. Oh. So there's a true final boss in this situation. Cool. All right. Well, we got it. So that was to get the best ending. But yeah, that's essentially like the whole spiel. I miss my dogs. And Finn, oh my god, Finn's such a little sweetheart. We used to have a terrier mix named Ricky, but unfortunately he passed away, I think in 2024. He's just old. He was like 13 or 14, I want to say. But then Finn literally came into our lives out of nowhere, and he's like, he is the sweetest little thing ever. He's so cute and so nice, and despite how young he is the least like rambunctious young dog I think we've ever had, and also the least food motivated, which is really something, because Bonnie will literally climb over to the counter to get anything that she might think is edible. But Finn, I've offered him treats that he just leaves alone after a while, and if one of us would be in the kitchen making something, he'd obviously follow you, but not for the prospect of food. He just likes following and being around people. Like, just a real enigma of a dog. But it was nice because, the times where I would be able to watch something like on Netflix or Amazon Prime, he would come over and just sit in my lap while I'm watching the show, and he'll just be looking at me like, hey, I want pets. So yeah, I miss having that around, but someday I would like to get a cat, or a pet of some kind, but as it stands, I just don't have the funds or the schedule, really, that would allow me the ability to do so. Oh, well. Right. Now that we have saved and everything's good,
Welcome you, but
we're just gonna skip this and fight. Oh my god, please let me just charge up level 3. There we go.
This will fix you up.
There we go.
you are the one we need. You'll do a much better job than Pierre. Do you want to become the new power that will lead our forces to victory?
Never.
It's so disappointing.
Excuse me, hit a
You
burp.
won't get out of here. It's strange. I feel like a force has taken over my mind.
Hey, the hunchbacked guy was the true evil all along. The Master's Brooch. Oh, I burned through all that? Okay. Ah, jeez. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Life. There we go. Easy. Oh, I get a full heal anyway. Alright. Yay! Is that it? I got the Master's Brooch. What does that do? Relics? Master's Brooch was owned by SamtheSilkie. Under the jewelry, it's written Cemetery of Serenity. Oh, okay, I need to go to the cemetery. So let's go get that teleport done. But first, I'm going to save because we just went through a boss fight. Because this game is old school, it does not have autosaves, which I realize how badly I've been weaned on autosaves. Like, or not weaned, but like, reliant on them. I should have learned that lesson from SMT5. Excuse me, I had a burp. Like, sometimes you just need to learn the lessons of, like, not every game's gonna have the little conveniences that you are just used to. Okay, the cemetery was all the way to the left of the garden, or the right of the gardens, I think. So, closest was reception hall? Yeah. How much money have I got? Yeah, not even enough to buy any else. All right. And as I said, I'm not going to be too worried about not having all of the equipment in this game. I think I'm pretty much set with what I've got right now. The map's nearly complete, and I managed to get to the true final boss. Oh my god, please. And that's plenty for me. Garden of... Yep, sure enough. Okay. So I need to find where I'm supposed to use this brooch. I have a feeling maybe this area? Yep. You have placed the Master's Brooch in the statue. There we go. Save. Oh my god. Is there another fucking section to this map? Oh my god. Huh? The mast. Oh, and... Oh. Oh, beasts plural. Yeah, these super moves are really busted. Oh dear. Come on, get back here. Come on, come on. I'm not done with you yet. Now we're done with you. Can I go back now and save again? No? Okay. Extended. Wonderful. Okay, now I can save. All right. Do that. Abandoned garden. Okay. Jesus, this game's huge. All right. Like, genuinely, this is a pretty expansive map. Oh, God. There we go. Please die. Oh my god. Thank you.
This will fix you up.
Alright, I'm just skipping this because... What are my levels even right now? Yeah, I'm like 30,000 away. I don't even know how much these enemies provide. I think leveling up right now would be just kind of pointless. Because, like, with how much damage I'm doing already and how I'm melting a lot of these bosses, no problem, I'm not seeing the purpose in leveling up. It's just trying to get rid of annoyances more than anything. Outhouse Ruins. Okay. this music. Need to find where a save point is. Actually, hold on.
Roses of regeneration.
I'm gonna see about down here. It's down here. I don't know, there's a lot. There's a whole nother area now. Holy shit, this music's good. Also, we have an ad break in 5 minutes. Heads up. There we go. Ooh! God, this theme slaps. Ooh, good stuff. Alright, I'm just gonna skip these guys. That looks final boss. Well, hold on. Oh my god. Purging. Oh, it's a bunch of the apostles. Yeah, I think this is the tailor and the innkeeper from earlier in the game. They hurt pretty badly, though. I should be a bit more careful. Hold on.
I'll heal you.
Away, heroes.
Oh, I'm... Okay, so that was fruitless. Alright, so don't go down there yet. Huh. You know what, maybe I should save that for next time, considering, Okay, I did not expect a whole-ass new area to show up there. I thought just true final boss would show up, I kill him, then we're done. Well, I'm gonna snooze those ads, and I think that might actually be it for tonight. So, I guess the next time we play this will be the finale, and we will be going after the true bad guy here. So, yeah. Well, that was unexpected, but we made a lot of progress. We got the castle area pretty much completed, and now we just have this final area to go through. So, yeah, really fun time overall. And it was really nice to have a nice discussion with all of you. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. For anybody that is watching on the YouTube side of things, I usually stream on Twitch on the weekends at 7 p.m. CST, so if you want to know when I'm live next, check me out there. My Blue Sky is usually where I announce when I go live, as well as the YouTube community posts, so follow me on those to get the lowdown on when I'm live next. As for any other announcements, that's also where you'll find like any changes to the schedules, games to play, and things like that. But besides that, everything's just kind of normal. So yeah. So VOD watchers, thanks for watching. Stay hydrated, keep your postures checked, be good out there, and I will see you all next time. Take care.